Great morning, Truth Nation. Welcome to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM, The Truth. We are inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. I am the legendary home of Blow, along with my brother,
MC Dame Ellzey in the building.
Great morning to you, bruh. How you doing and feeling this morning?
Hey, good morning. I'm feeling great. It was, a little sleepy, but that's all right.
Sleepless in Milwaukee. Our producer, Rhea Riley, great morning. How are you doing and feeling this morning?
Good morning, guys.
Yep. So, yeah, man, ice. I know, we want to, but, before we get into that, man, we have to take a moment to acknowledge today is the actual birth date of the late, great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get some applause for that. And it's going to be crazy because, in my opinion, with what's going on in Minnesota, man, it's kind of like, and the way that it's being handled is like totally against. And people are trying to exercise their right to, do a protest.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And the orange man is making that all bad. But if you're in Iran,
it's okay.
It's all good. He's encouraging you.
He's encouraging you.
You have a right to
protest. And that's the, on this, anniversary of the birth of Brother Martin Luther King Jr.
Yes.
And his peaceful strides towards civil rights equality. Mm-hmm. We have in the backdrop and what's going on in Minnesota and other parts across the country as well, but just Minnesota being the flashpoint of it right now, where people are protesting. You would have seen peacefully protesting,
right,
and being
antagonized and
attacked. You watch the video clips on the news and you watch it on your Instagram feeds, the minutes here, the 30 seconds here, and it's almost to the point where you get so upset watching the hypocrisy, watching everything that's going on. I was talking to a friend, and they were like, it could overtake you.
Yes.
And I was like, well, good thing I get to be on the radio, and I get to talk about it, and I get to get it out my system, right? So it's not in my system.
Right.
But see, that's what they want.
Right.
From us. They want it to be in your system, and they want it to anger you, and they want you to have that feeling of you can't do anything and you're helpless. So then you will explode.
Yep.
And you will act out.
In the way they call it now, you will crash out.
You will crash out.
And it's like they want to see us crash out. And the dangerous thing about crashing out in the situation with ICE is that if one of the federal ICE agents or agents, period, ends up being hurt,
that's almost what they want.
Then it invokes another level of power that the orange man has and be like, you know what? This is justified. Y'all can't tell me that we don't need to invoke martial law to get things under control.
Yeah. And when they were doing it, when the incident happened last night of the Venezuelan man being shot, the way they were describing it means obviously they probably don't have no cameras on it, but the way they were describing it is as if, and for those that don't know, somebody else was shot in Minnesota last night. If you're just waking up and went to sleep early, that they had chased him down, he ran off, and then some other people, the ICE agent chased him, and then some other people stepped up and were hitting the guy with shovels and this, that, and the other, and he let off some defensive shots. That's what they want.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm all for defending your community, defending the things that are going on. Don't let nobody, whoop on you. And again, on this date of Martin Luther King's birthday, that was always my struggle with watching some of those civil rights videos and stuff. Like, they whooping on us.
Yep.
I don't know if I would be able to have the restraint to allow them to
whoop on us like
to
that.
whoop on me like that. You know what I'm saying? Understanding, though, that they were trying to get a reaction from these black people. The same thing with these protests. They're trying to get a reaction
Absolutely.
from you so then they can justify whatever comes next.
Yep.
And in this case, the justification for what they want to do next, like you said, is martial law. He wants to enact martial law in these areas so then he can come into these blue states, these blue cities, and then just take over. And in taking over before the midterms, take over the elections.
Yep.
Take over how people move freely to go vote and all of this stuff, right? That's the bigger play in my mind
Mine too.
of what they're doing.
Mine too. Absolutely. And that's why, our game has to understand, like, this is chess, not checkers.
Yeah.
And, chess, it's a strategic thing. You know what I mean? It's a thinking person's game. You can't just move this way. Knee-jerk reactions will get you in checkmate before you know it. Be like, hold on, checkmate. What? And because you got put into checkmate so quick, you won't even be able to use your brain to say, okay, hold on.
You can't
Let me do
rewind it
this.
once you do it.
Right. You get what I'm saying? It's like, okay, how do I get out? You're like, and now you
move that
defeated.
piece.
That's it.
And it's a wrap. And that's what, and I agree. And we have to realize that that's what they've been doing is playing chess for a long time.
Right.
And even before we knew the game was afoot.
That's right.
To use a terminology from Sherlock Holmes. Even before we knew it was afoot, they were already moving pieces. When you look at the way they put these judges in place, the way that because that goes back 20, 30 years of them grooming and placing these judges as law clerks for other judges so that they were the next in line. That's what chess is, and that's what they've been doing. When you look at Project 2025, that didn't come about from one day the leaders sitting together.
Right.
That came from a think tank, the Heritage Foundation. Think tank. They had been working on that for years, and some of the stuff in there had already been in place. So now it was just like, we putting this out to the world. Y'all can't even stop it.
Right.
One time this is a short story. One time I was in high school, I had a coach named Coach Mack, black brother. He used to coach Vernon Maxwell back in the days. I may have told the Truth Nation this before. But the story is we were playing Marquette, and they were calling us the N-word and this, that, and the other. And he was mad, and we were messing up the play. So Coach Mack was like, in the middle of a timeout, took us out onto the court, ran the play in front of them. This is how you run the play. And we was like, but Coach, they can see us. And he was like, I don't care if they can see us. They can't stop us. That's how the Heritage Foundation and all of these white folks in the Republican Party and all of this other, that's how they feel. You can't stop us.
Right.
You can't. It's too late.
Yep.
And if you not understanding that, and I'm not saying that the people in Minnesota shouldn't be protesting. They absolutely should.
Yeah.
But understand there's limits to that protesting.
Yeah.
Don't go and like it was the guy that was burning the flag. They followed him. He obviously was a plant.
Right.
But they're going to do stuff like that.
But even here in Wisconsin, they after the protests that were going on, and now they've got different little things that the Republicans passed to where it's like, if you do this, now you in violation. If you do this, now you in violation. And those things, in my opinion, are meant to also antagonize, like, because we know we going to do some stuff, and we almost know exactly how y'all going to react, and y'all going to fall right for the banana in the tailpipe, and we got you.
My sister works in North Carolina for a group called Emancipate. And that's what they do. They part of what she does in her organization is she bails people out who get caught up in protests and stuff like that. They have an organization of people, a whole web of people that collect money for bailing people out and stuff like that.
Right.
But what I'm saying is down there, in North Carolina, I know they passed a law that you're breaking the law if you protest and don't have a permit.
Right, man.
You are breaking the law. So now they've made it a criminal offense.
This is The Truth with Sherwin. You are listening to The Truth.
They made it a criminal, shout out to Sherwin. They made it a criminal offense to protest.
Right.
To peacefully protest, which would seem like that's against the Constitution because you have your right to assemble, you have this and that and the other, but they're saying you don't have the right to be in the streets. You don't have. So so they put you in this pen, this pig pen.
Yep.
And if you step outside of that, you're breaking the law.
We got to look up that information that they done here as it relates to protests, even when they're peaceful protests. And again, they know that some people are easily agitated. So the majority of the people could be like, blam, blam, blam. And we trying to tell people, hey, don't do that. Don't do that, because you're going to give them the right to say now it's this type of gathering, and now we all going to get arrested. And
absolutely. When I was young in Florida A&M HBCU, we were protesting the university for something. We had people come in that taught us about protesting. Right. And one of the things that they told us, we had a thing called checkup. And checkup meant if you see somebody in a grouping of us that you haven't seen at meetings and this, that, and the other, they're probably a plant. They're probably a...
That's right.
And so they'll come in, and we actually saw it happen. They'll come in, and they'll be like, we should go to the president's house and set it on fire. And do all of this stuff.
We like, hold on.
And then everybody was like, hold on, brother. And then they was like, then one of the leaders was like, check up. That means this person is not usually here. And then you look up, that person's gone.
Yep. We got to get ready to take care of some bills, but we also want to let you know about a few things that's going on for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and which the holiday is celebrated on this upcoming Monday. Of course, Truth, we will be live at the Marcus Performing Arts Center. We'll tell you more about that. But we're going to also let you know some other places that are having Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. celebrations.
Absolutely.
So you're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM. The Truth will be black. Milwaukee business owners, this is your moment. Every Friday at 8 a.m., call in to 101.7 The Truth for What the Business Is. Tell us what your business is, where you're located, and one thing you've learned along the way. What the Business is powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth.
The MPS City Conference basketball season is starting to heat up, and we are bringing you all the live hoops action right here on 101.7 The Truth. This Friday night, we have a City Conference matchup as the Milwaukee School of Languages Hawks travel to take on the Audubon Tech Cardinals. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com. City Conference basketball is sponsored by Milwaukee Public Schools, MPS Proud, and presented by Gruber Law Offices.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you were so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Since 1976, Community Advocates has helped Milwaukee residents meet their basic needs, enabling them to live with dignity and hope. Today, Community Advocates offer 40 specialized programs that addresses rental housing challenges, energy assistance, domestic violence, substance misuse, and more. Their commitment is to ensure individuals and families have access to essential resources and opportunities for a better quality of life. If you need help, go to communityadvocates.net. That's communityadvocates.net.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. You think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth. More of Truth in the Morning is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
Truth Nation, great morning. Welcome Black to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM The Truth. Got to give a shout out to our classroom here on YouTube. Remember, you can watch us on YouTube. You can hit that like and subscribe button. You can also watch us on Facebook Live, and you can like and follow the page. And on X, all of those are at 101.7 The Truth. So, R.N. Kawanda, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. Happy King Day. Of course, she said great morning to Rhea as well. Willie Jones, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. Dr. Clarissa Lawrence, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. Isaac, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. Venus Jones, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. Sister Lorena Star Marie, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. Lori Patterson, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. She said, glad to be Black home in old Milwaukee, visiting family and friends. Although she's from Bmore.
Welcome home.
Yeah, so she's here. Be safe.
I was just going to say that. But she's from Bmore, so she understands how to be safe. So,
yeah, when we done the worst schools and stuff like that, me and Bailey done that. That was crazy. But it is, Sincere Ronnie Ray Real just checked in. Great morning. Love you. Appreciate you. Again, we love you, Truth Nation. Remember, always, the Truth Talk text lines are open at 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. We're talking about the fact that today is the actual birth date of the late, great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and we want to let you know of some places that will be having celebrations and when you can participate in those celebrations. And, of course, we here at The Truth, Tori Lowe's show will be live on location at the Marcus Performing Arts Center on Monday.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Yeah.
You know, when kids come and get a speech.
Right, absolutely, which is so powerful and so great. So there will be a live broadcast from noon to 4 p.m. With Tori Lowe, the Tori Lowe Show. I will be his co-host on that afternoon on Monday. So, and again, that it's always free. It's always free. So, you know, there is no cost. So you come on out
all day on Monday.
Yeah. Well, I won't be coming in to because we had that option, but no, I'll just be with Tori Lowe from noon to 4. And, so come on down. We may end up bringing you on to the show to get your thoughts and opinions on what Dr. King meant to you.
Yeah. So you got that. You got the King Park stuff that's always going on.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Community Center. Shout out to Miss D, Mama Raisin McCullum, 1531 West Fleet Street. Always definitely celebrating the life and the legacy. But she does it 365 days a year, which is what it should be.
It should be. Then you got the YMCA doing stuff, holding the annual breakfast and award ceremony, recognizing local service organizations. Shout out to my brothers that will be at that one. But they definitely going to be at the Milwaukee Public Library MLK branch. They always do something on
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Drive
my Alpha Brothers
and Locust.
My Alpha Brothers from Delta Carolina always go and do something there as well because Dr. King was an Alpha.
Absolutely.
Shout out to all my Alpha Brothers. And then, like you said, the Marcus Performing Arts Center where the kids come through and they do their speeches or essays on King and what it means to them. And I wonder, do they do like if he was around today?
Well,
what would if has that ever been a speech prompt?
I believe that someone did, but I want to ask Truth Nation, like if the late great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was alive today in this day and time,
right?
Seeing all of the things that have happened from the George Floyd to Breonna Taylor to just all of the different things that have happened that has invoked the the community to rise up and unite for a cause, what would his stance have been? Will he still continue the nonviolent stance? Because for some people that may not know Dame, and I know me and you know, but Dr. King was making a switch. Like, you know what I'm saying? We not going to keep taking this. And there are speeches, not no AI speeches either, where he literally talks about, like, you know what? We can't just keep getting beat on and a fire hose down and all of that kind of stuff. It's like at a certain time, point in time, people get tired of that. Yeah. And we don't, and that was because we already know that the late Dr. Malcolm X, you feel what I'm saying? They were friends, but they were kind of polar opposites in different ways of handling
strategic.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
We've learned now it was more strategic in their placing of what they did. And I was going to say, I was going to bring in Malcolm as well, and Malik El-Shabazz was bring him in as well, because when you look at when you're a civil rights leader, or you're a leader in the black community of any sort, and especially during that time frame, right? They would allow you to operate in your lane, right? You had King, the peaceful preacher, that was his role. You had Malcolm, the fiery speaker, talked about revolution and black nationalism. That was his role. Yeah. You had the young people, Black Panthers, SNCC, all of them people. They all had roles. Before you continue, Truth Nation, because I see some of them commenting on our YouTube page, the Truth Talk text lines are open right now at 833-212-1017, because like what some of the people are saying on the YouTube page, what is your thoughts? That's like we're really asking the question, what do you think Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. would be like here in 2026 and having to have experienced the things that came from, 2018 all the way up to where we are. That's what I was getting to. But what I was saying is that when somebody steps out of their lane, when they step out of their lane, then they get assassinated. When they step out of their lane, they get, now you're doing too much. When X started going to the United Nations, he was doing too much. When the Black Panthers started organizing with white people in West Virginia, they were doing too much. So when you ask yourself, where was King going, you have to look at, like you said, his speeches he was giving and where he was going. Would I say he would be a Black Panther holding a rifle? No. But would he be taking whippings and hoses like he was? Absolutely not.
Yeah, absolutely. On the we do have a call. We'll get to you just a second. I want to acknowledge our YouTube classroom here. Stacy Smitter, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. Said, no, he will not be happy with the way things are from them to us. Isaac said, if he, Dr. King, was still alive, he'd be pissed at where we are in this generation, in my opinion. True Talk text lines are open, 833-212-1017. Marlon, great morning. Love you. I appreciate you. Happy King Day. You hear the conversation about if King was alive today. What's your truth?
So I believe that he will be proud because we have made strides. We're able to live and do things where we want to a certain extent. Barack Obama was nominated and became president. I think he'd be proud of those things. I do believe, kind of like you all, I'm not sure if the nonviolent thing would have continued with him because, he really did that. It was more of a strategy because he knew if he had the news cameras on him and black people were fighting back, then white people would not, take hold of our case. So that was part of the struggle. So the other part about it is, I think people think that Dr. Martin Luther King was just like, everything's great. And I think people look at it and say, because we are in the social economic spaces, or we are in these social instances like in Milwaukee here, where it's kind of like almost a segregation that they put us in, people that he wouldn't be happy about that. But he understood the situation. That's why he was fighting. And I think that's kind of what we are missing now. We're missing somebody to run with the mantle. I think there's a lot of people out there that could, but the other part about it is there's nobody who is. And, and ultimately he was bringing people together that shouldn't be together. And, when that happens, you got to go, Fred Hampton, he had to go. He was, like you said, he was starting to get white people in West Virginia. And in Chicago, he's getting white people and Puerto Ricans and bringing us all together. And once that starts happening and we stop the fight against each other and we look at really what's going on with capitalism and politicians doing what they want to do instead of us for the people. And when that happens, then you got to go. So I think those are issues that we don't think about as well.
All right. Thank you very much for the call. The True Talk text lines are open, 833-212-1017. We definitely want to hear from you. It is Dr. King's official Born Day on today. We got to take care of some bills. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM The Truth, and we'll be black.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
I slept in a lot of different rooms, different beds, but none of them really felt like mine. I spent 14 years in foster care, mostly in group homes. And I never had much left because I always had to be ready to move. Why get things if you just have to let them go?
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a forever family and a permanent home of their own.
Now I have my own room with walls that tell my story. I love hanging out in here. I play dress up with my sisters and I sing and make videos. But the best part, knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
we've got delays westbound on 94 from about 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's got backups from 92nd Street to Holly Road, and then again coming out of the stadium interchange. On the bypass, heading westbound's backing up a bit right past 35th Street on the eastbound side from 92nd Street past 76th, and again past Loomis. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy skies. Snow moves in tonight with a high of 25. Tonight, snow showers likely, breezy, some freezing rain possible, a low of 23. For the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
You are listening to Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
The award-winning 101.7 The Truth is proud home of Milwaukee Panthers basketball. Panthers basketball is back in action tonight as they come home to take on the Oakland University Golden Grizzlies at UWM Panther Arena. That's a hell of a name. Scott Wars has the coverage starting at 5:30 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off is at 6 p.m. University Golden Grizzlies.
Welcome back to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. On our YouTube page, we have the poll up. Would Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. be okay with where the world is today if he were still alive, yes or no? We've got Bobby on the Truth Talk text lines, 833-212-1017. Great morning, Bobby. I love you, appreciate you. You hear we're talking about Dr. King. What's your truth?
Yeah, good morning, gentlemen. Can you guys hear me good?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
So I like to look at it from another perspective as if Dr. King was never murdered. I think if Dr. King would have still been alive and never been executed, we as a black community in the mass will have a better understanding of the power of the black dollar and economics. And I think that would have changed everything differently from how we look at it now. We would have recognized the power that we had in spending our dollars and unifying our dollars back then till now, that 30, 40, 50-year period, how things would have been a little bit different. That's the statement I want to make, guys, and I'm going to listen offline.
All right. Thank you very much. We appreciate you, Bobby. On the True Talk text lines, again, 833-212-1017. Al Fair, great morning. Love you. Appreciate you. Said, do y'all remember the Deacons of Defense? That was the only time NRA stepped in. Leon, great morning. Love you. Appreciate you. Said one of Martin Luther King's last speeches, he said that he believed that he led black people into a burning building.
Yeah, I was just listening to that one the other day.
Mm-hmm. And Al also said they really would be on the watch list today.
Yeah, I think Bobby, going back to what Bobby was saying, I think Bobby was correct because you have to realize that during, his last few years, even when you look at like the Memphis protests and boycott, I Am a Man, coming to Chicago, he was getting into the economics of what was happening in America and how it was affecting black people economically, the racism that they were facing. And so you could tell he was switching gears.
Yep.
And in switching gears, like I was saying earlier, when they switched them gears and they start looking for a broader coalition, it's cool when it's just the black folks and the church folks that are listening to him, right? Mm-hmm. But now once you start talking about economics, you start talking about poor people in general, oh, you got to go. Same thing with Fred Hampton. So I think if he was around now, there would have been a progression, right? From when he was killed to now. This man would have, because Martin Luther King was still very young.
Absolutely.
Right? Mm-hmm. And in that he was very young, his ideas were still formulating, they were still growing, and they were still processing, and they were still becoming, more of a, because I'm 49 now. The difference from what I thought at 49 to my early 30s is wildly different, right?
Right.
So if you're looking at Martin Luther King doing the same thing, you have to think, there was a change brewing in him that would have been, civil rights would have been different, the 70s would have been different, the 80s would have been different, everything would have been different if you still had him around. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody, that figure, and then one of the other callers said they, we're waiting on leaders to come about since they, assassinated most of those leaders in the 60s and 70s. But I think we can't really wait. If you're waiting on Martin Luther King, that ain't going to happen. That's not going to, because there's never going to be nobody like him.
Right.
There's never going to be another Fred Hampton. There's never going to be another Huey P. Newton. There's never going to be these individuals that come like that. There'll be somebody different.
Yep.
So if you're looking for that person, you're going to miss out on the person that's there that is presenting themselves and trying to not be that person, but the work shows it,
Yeah. And this is why that shout out to a lot of the community organizations and definitely Running Rebels. Shout out to Victor and Don Barnett. Are trying to reshape because, like Dr. King as well as Malcolm X, they had a past. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was like, it wasn't always that. They weren't always on the right path. Mm-hmm. And some of these people that could end up being those people are being murdered. You feel what I'm saying? They're being incarcerated. The interventions that need to happen, and that's why I say with like the work that you do, Dame, outside of Truth and Truth Nation, that is important. Mm-hmm. Mentors are important. The organizations that are like working directly, Fathers Making Progress, the Milwaukee Fatherhood Coalition, like a lot of these things are very, very vital and important. And when we think about, I know when I think about the work that Victor and Don Barnett do over at Running Rebels for decades, like it's a lot of people that were on the wrong path that have went on to become great professional athletes, speakers, owning companies and corporations and all of that. Mm-hmm. So we need to understand that we might be looking at those people, and sometimes they get kicked to the curb. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that person ain't going this.
When you look at other civil rights leaders from that time and how they transitioned into, the second phase of their life, they got into politics. Mm-hmm. Do you think King would have gotten into politics? He could have been Obama before Obama.
Yeah.
In the 70s, early 80s, how old would have King been in 1980? I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, it wouldn't have been dusty.
Right.
Dusty old, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
He would have been still in his prime. Mm-hmm. In the situation, could you imagine having King as president instead of Ronald Reagan? Man. Because that's how, by that time, the perception of him had changed across the country. And those white people that thought he was, those Bull Connorist white people that thought he was communist and doing all of that kind of changed.
Yep.
And it became taboo. You could no longer have those thoughts about him. But then again, if he was still alive, they would have it's easier to like somebody that's dead.
Right.
Than it is to like somebody that's still alive talking crazy to you, still pointing the finger at you. It's easy to like somebody that's dead and then use their words of peace to control the other people that are still alive. So we don't know if he would have still been held to the same high esteem as he is now. They already had COINTELPRO that was trying to attack him. What if that would have worked and took the shine off of him? Could have been a lot of stuff that happened.
Man, I think about... and it's funny, but it's one of those situations that you had to laugh to keep from crying. The Boondocks.
Yeah.
When the Boondocks done that episode, and he was like, he was just looking, and there was the twerking and everything, and it was like, oh man, like for real, like all of the stuff that I went through, the being beaten and sprayed with, just everything, sitting in prison, and like to see it. But I think, obviously, though, if he would have still been alive and some of these things would have transformed, I think more people would have understood the power of being educated, getting your education, and moving things to whereas we tend to, in my opinion, Dame, they cut off the head, and we usually don't have somebody to be like, who's next? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, like, when Dr. King was assassinated, it was like, okay, who's next? Who do we have that's going to show you that, look, what you did didn't stop nothing? That's why I liked how Spike Lee ended Malcolm X, the movie. And at the end, just having black boys and black girls, I'm Malcolm X. I'm Malcolm X. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we got to be able to not keep ourselves in situations to where if they take away somebody that everybody looked at and respected and was like, yes, yes, yes. And then as soon as they take them out the game, it's like, okay, now what do we do?
Yeah.
It reminds me of Forrest Gump, where he was running and everybody's just running. And then when he stopped running, it was like, well, what are we supposed to do now? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got to have that. Like, we got to have some successions in order to where it's just like, okay, bam, you.
I think now, I think we have to learn from our mistakes, because when you have that person like a Martin Luther King, like these people we're talking about, Fred Hampton, Huey P. Newton, these names we keep mentioning, when you have that centralized leader, it's easier to cut that head off. And then when you cut the head of the snake off like that, then you're killing the movement, right? I think the movement needs to be the movement. And now that you have this movement, there isn't a leader.
Head, right?
There is different parts of the organization that handles this. This part handles that. You know, they do that. But as black people, we always coming up in the church, there always has to be that pastor figure. And in that pastor figure, there always have to be that head person but no. There doesn't have to be that head person.
That's it.
And that's why in these new organizations and these newer things that are taking place, you can't have that, because that makes it too easy to defeat your movement.
Absolutely. And I always say a great leader knows how to follow.
Yep.
You just ain't going to follow anything. But a great leader knows how to follow, and that's what it's going to take. Let's get the results of this poll, Producer Rhea, because when we come back, we're going to move into the ICE situation and talking about these protests. And we got some clips that we're going to play as well.
All right, so for the poll, we asked, would Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. be okay with where the world is today if he were still alive? We have 17% for yes and 83% for no.
Wow. All right, we got to get ready to take care of some bills. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM, The Truth. When we return, we'll get into a couple of videos to kind of bring you up to speed to some of the things that are still happening in Minnesota and the talk of ICE coming to Milwaukee in greater numbers as well. We'll be back.
The revolution starts in our mind, right? You know when Gil Scott-Heron said the revolution won't be televised? Like he didn't mean that you won't be able to watch it on TV. He means the revolution starts in your mind. You nincompoop. Y'all been running around saying that for 60 years. The revolution won't be televised, and didn't even know what the hell it meant. It starts with us.
Let him cook. Watch all your favorite 101.7 The Truth shows by subscribing to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
The Humane Animal Welfare Society, HAWS, believes in keeping pets healthy and families together. No one should have to choose between rent and veterinary care. The Wellness Clinic at Hawes Animal Shelter in Waukesha offers important basics of dog and cat care to our community. Pet owners can schedule general exams, sick visits, receive vaccinations, even get preventatives and nail trims. Appointments are available weekdays and can be scheduled by calling 262-542-8852. Contact Hawes of Waukesha today for your pet's care.
Every child deserves a school that sees their brilliance. At Milwaukee College Prep, they believe in high expectations, strong character, and academic excellence starting as early as age of 3. MCP scholars continue to outperform their peers across Milwaukee. And the best part about it all, Milwaukee College Prep is tuition free. If you're looking for a school that partners with you, challenges your child, and prepares them for college and beyond, Milwaukee College Prep is the place. Visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com to learn more. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss. Like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage Because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person. Complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Truth in the Morning returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Truth Nation, welcome back to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 1017 FM The Truth. We're inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. I am the legendary home of Blow, along with my brother,
MC Dame Ellzey, in the building.
Now, there's, again, like the Minnesota situation, which is trickling down because other states have been saying, like, okay, well, they're talking about sending ice here. They're talking about sending ice there. Milwaukee has a new ice facility that is, I want to say, from the time that I saw it, it may be completed by now.
It might be complete by now.
And then there was also...
it's been a year.
Right. So there's also a rumor of a video to where these people were going live and just,
South side?
No, they were in Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and one woman was heard saying that allegedly, yeah, they're arresting people here and they're bringing them to Milwaukee and holding them in a detention center here.
Wow.
So there's no truth to that, but that is going around.
That's
so I'm not the only one that is hearing that. There are people posting it and sharing videos, but that video is like 2 hours and 50 minutes long. And so you
committed.
Yes. So we got a couple of clips that we want to play for those of you who may not be up to speed on where we're going and talking about this situation, because it's a daily thing. It's new things that are happening. Producer Rhea Riley should have those clips ready, and we'll play those clips and we'll discuss.
A chaotic scene at the moment because federal law enforcement basically has two spots that they're trying to control. One is straight up the block from us this way, another is to my side, and it's to my side where we believe that this shooting happened. And according to the Department of Homeland Security, the incident happened at 6:50 Central Time when law enforcement was trying to target a specific person, and when they went after that person jumped in the car, tried to drive off, crashed, then according to the Department of Homeland Security, jumped out of the vehicle, and then it was around that time that people began to see what happened, and then other people began to attack law enforcement as they were trying to detain that suspect. And in the course of that, the immigration officer was hit, according to the Department of Homeland Security, with either a broom or a shovel. DHS says that officer shot what they are saying are defensive shots. The suspect was shot and is in the hospital, as is that officer. 2 other people were taken into custody. What we are seeing right now is these confrontations between protesters and law enforcement. And one earlier tonight, they were trying to back up protesters with multiple tear gas and flashbangs. Then the situation seemed to calm down for maybe 30 minutes or so. But now what we're seeing is law enforcement coming back toward us. It's dark, plus you have the flashbangs, plus you have the tear gas. So it's creating a quite a chaotic scene here. There is a chaotic scene.
That was, and I'm glad I picked that one because she's explaining what's happening, and you can see if you're watching it on YouTube, y'all, you can see the images of the protest taking place. I chuckle because it's funny to see these are regular white folks, right? These are teachers. These are mid-level managers. These are regular white folks out here protesting what's going on in Minnesota. And that's how it should be. That's how it should be. It should be they understanding what Trump wants to do. And we talked about this earlier, Homer, is that they want us to be out there. They want it to be the black and brown people out there protesting. They want to have a repeat of that of George Floyd.
Right. Absolutely.
They want that. But instead, what they got was Karen and Biff deciding they were going to step up.
Yeah.
And when they stepped up, they weren't expecting that because they racist and they have this white supremacist attitude. They don't expect white people are going to step up to help defend black and brown bodies.
Right.
And in this case, that's what they're doing. And in doing that, they kind of threw a monkey wrench in the plans of this administration.
Absolutely. Again, the True Talk text lines are open at 833-212-1017. And if the same situation that's going on right now in Minnesota, Minneapolis, in Milwaukee, how would you handle it? If that situation, and Truth Nation, I'm asking you this question, what do you think would happen if that same situation had happened right here in our city of Milwaukee, and everything you're seeing, the extra ICE agents, you got 2,000 ICE agents that are that would be in our city, and along with our regular, MPD and Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office law enforcement. How would that situation be going right now? Because we kind of seen some of the things from when we grabbed hold to the protests because of George Floyd, which invoked protests around the country. You feel what I'm saying? And actually around the world.
Around the world.
Actually around the world.
That's what they're trying to do.
Right. So how would you react? How do you think Milwaukee would respond? And in your opinion, how should we respond? Because to me, again, it's a setup. It is. I'm just looking at it as a setup, bruh.
It's absolutely
that some people's thoughts are, well, we do this and we do that. I think you'd be playing right into their hands.
Like you said, and like we said earlier, it's chess, not checkers. And when realize that they're playing chess, is that they looked at what ignited when George Floyd was murdered in Minnesota. So it's not by coincidence that this is happening in Minnesota. They think, okay, this is where it started. This is in the middle of the country. It's a hotbed. Maybe it'll spread from the middle of the country to other places. Let's do things. I saw an ICE agent with his knee on somebody's neck.
Man, bro.
Because I told you my algorithm is set up. I'm just seeing all of this stuff. So I saw one where he had his knee on, and I was like, why would you do that in Minnesota, of all places, right? Because that's the reaction you're trying to get. Now, with that in mind, and knowing that, we just talked about King and what they did with their nonviolent protests, they were on the flip side. They understood that if they go out there and protest peacefully, they get the reaction of these white folks and get the savagery of these white folks shown and put on camera and spread across the world. Everybody's seeing how they're treating black people in America, so then America can no longer hide its face.
That's right.
They saw the play, and now they're running it the other way. They flipped it. So now they want to incite you. They want you to come out and be the aggressor. They want you to come out and get out of your square, so then they're not going to turn the hoses on you. They don't even want to shoot you dead. They just want you to act crazy. Well, they want to, but they just want you to act crazy. So then they can go, it's like, look how they're acting. The domestic terrorists. They called the young white lady, and her girlfriend domestic terrorist.
Yeah.
That seems like a heavy stretch of that term, right?
Bro.
But you understand that they did that for a reason. Because if they can make them to be domestic terrorists,
that's right,
just for being in their car, just for following and watching ICE, then they're gonna make you that are in the middle of the street with your face covered because they're doing whatever. You're definitely gonna be a domestic terrorist.
Absolutely. No doubt. Great morning. Love you. Appreciate you. And great. Let's see. Who is it? Goat jokes
and hurt
feelings. What is that comment? Do we nurture or control? Also, if he survived. All right, B. Bruce, great morning. Love you, appreciate you.
Hey, listen.
I'm trying, man, because we got to get ready to take care of some bills. B. Bruce, great morning. Love you, appreciate you, man. I will survive, man. I will survive. He says, salute the white folks fighting their own corrupt folks. And I get it.
It's a serious conversation, but I read that comment, and I was just like, hold on, man.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so we got to get ready to take care of some bills. When we come back, we'll talk about there was a situation to where a reporter, that ended up applying
and joining ICE.
In 6 minutes?
Took her 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
This is the type of vetting they're doing in these officers that are doing this stuff in Minnesota, so you know it's a plan. It's like real quick. It's in Army in war. You have certain infantries, right? Mm-hmm. So the Army itself is the ones that you're willing to they're expendable. Mm-hmm. These ICE are expendable to them. They're a means to a way to a means, and the same with us.
Yep. We got to get ready to take care of some bills. Truth Nation, 833-212-1017. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM. The truth will be black.
On Thursday night, the Milwaukee Panthers look to make it 2 wins in a row as they welcome the Oakland University Grizzlies to the UWM Panther Arena.
Triple White on a drive and a pass back to the wing. Dixon darts, kicks, Franklin for 3. Yes! Dixon step back. 3 ball is good. Josh Dixon.
Scott Warris has the coverage Thursday starting at 5:30 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 6 o'clock. Milwaukee Black Talk.
You don't want to be there. You don't like the work. You don't like the people. Now, there are some differences. The only difference is modern American slavery and capitalism versus 19th century. We were dramatically more primitive back then. And a slave that is able to buy their freedom is the same as the disaffected, disgruntled worker that is able to buy their way into entrepreneurship because that for them is freedom.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad. And I feel very proud to be his son.
That was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Williams, and I want to share with you the role that diabetes has had in my family. I lost my grandmother at the early age of 64 due to complications with diabetes. She was warm, generous, and a constant encouragement for me to follow my heart. Did you know that African Americans experience chronic kidney disease at a rate that's 25% higher than white Americans? And we're almost 4 times more likely to develop kidney failure. Diabetes and high blood pressure are leading causes of kidney disease, which can result in kidney failure, needing dialysis, or a kidney transplant. The good news is that you have the power to check out how well your kidneys are doing and learn ways to prevent them from failing. So go to your doctor and get yourself checked out. Visit linkbylovetv.org to learn more. Get the facts, get checked, and get healthy.
Get the truth and nothing but the truth with Sherwin Hughes every weekday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 a.m. WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Check it out one time.
Troop Nation, 101.7 The Truth is proud to partner with the Marcus Performing Arts Center to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. live from Uline Hall on Monday, January 19th at 4 p.m. Join us for the 42nd annual Martin Luther King Jr. birthday celebration as culture, community, and conversation comes together at one of Milwaukee's most iconic stages. Be part of a powerful day of honoring Dr. King's vision through unity, purpose, and progress with the award-winning 101.7 The Truth live from the Marcus Performing Arts Center. You can join yours truly, the legendary home of Blow. I'll be co-hosting on that day with Truth Nation, along with the Tory Lowe for the Tory Lowe Show from noon to 4 p.m. So, get there early, come hang out with us.
That's always a good look.
Absolutely.
My daughters were in it a few times, reading speeches and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
man.
The schools was involved and stuff. So, it's always a good look.
Man, and shout out to Alderwoman Malele A. Cogs. Her children always end up being a part of that, and their speeches always end up making it there. And there's some powerful speeches, man. So
that baby.
Shout out to that
little
man.
mama. I've seen her a few times, and she's grown up, and I think she's in high school now. But she's powerful.
Yeah,
she's a great speaker.
Tory Lowe's powerful.
Yeah, she is a great speaker, and that is a talent that a lot of people don't have. And to be able to get in front of all those people and express yourself in such a way, that's skill.
Early on, Montel Records, Great Morning, Love You, Appreciate You, said, if Dr. King was alive today, he would be in the bingo hall with my grandma and tell the young people, y'all got it.
Well, at this point, he'd be retired. And
like, y'all got it.
If he alive in 2025, Jesus was on his side. I'm just saying, I know I'm being more literal than I need to be, but I think I'm just being as literal as they were being in that response.
So, did you know that you could be a member of ICE, Dame?
I didn't know it was as easy as they making it seem, and I see why it's a lot of black people probably as ICE agents. If what this lady. No, now y'all, just to fill y'all in, we done talked about King and the protests and would he be here? Mm-hmm. We've talked about ICE and what's going on in Minnesota. But the flip side of it is those agents that we're talking about in this situation, we're expecting these agents to have been, even if we know they Proud Boys, we know they are different radical organizations from the right that are filled these ranks. We understand that. But we at least think they getting some training. We at least thinking they doing some vetting.
Well, Dr. Ken, our teammate, he went through like the process and said that, really between 4 weeks to 3 months, but he was like, it's going to be at least 3 months before you could end up becoming, because the vetting process and all of that.
Apparently it's 6 minutes.
That's what I was going to say.
In a normal situation, Dr. King may be right.
Right.
In a normal situation with Border Patrol, he may be right.
Right.
But when you go back to what we're saying is that these ICE agents are serving a purpose. They are the pawns in this. They are expendable. So you don't train somebody, you don't spend a bunch of money training somebody and vetting somebody that is going to become expendable at some point. You just put them out there and you say, go run towards where they shooting, and you don't care if they survive or not because they're expendable. And what this journalist, I can't remember her name, but we're gonna show a clip from her.
Yeah.
She explains how, y'all. Listen to this, y'all.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Just listen. I'm going to let her talk. Just listen.
Producer Rhea Riley got the clip for us.
$1 bonus that day, possibly. I went in, I handed in my resume, which was, I did a skills-based resume. I'm a veteran. I served 2 tours in Afghanistan. So on the surface, the resume looked pretty good. Had a very brief interview, took all of 6 minutes. They didn't ask very many questions. And then I left, assuming I would never hear back, because I'm a very Googleable person. I have an unusual name. I'm the only Laura Judith on the internet. And I make no secret of how I feel about ICE and Trump and all of it. So I was not expecting several days later to receive a tentative offer. I missed it in my inbox and it sunk to the bottom, which means that I never filled out the paperwork they requested. I never accepted the tentative offer. I never filled out my background check paperwork. I never signed the affidavit saying I committed no domestic violence crimes, none of it. A few weeks later, I got a message from LabCorp saying that ICE wanted me to do a drug test, and I went ahead and did that. I was pretty sure I wouldn't pass. I'd partaken in legal cannabis 6 days before the test, but why not waste some of their money, right? And then 9 days after that, I decided I wanted to, I was curious, had they processed the drug test yet? So I logged onto the ICE hiring portal, and what I found was that not only did the drug test not seem to be relevant, I was listed as having joined ICE as of 3 days earlier. I had listed that I had accepted the offer. They had offered me a final position as a deportation officer. My background check was listed as completed 3 days in the future from when I was looking at it. So it seems like the answer to the question, who are they hiring, is they don't know. I mean, it's very funny that they hired a lefty journalist with a profile on Antifa Watch. That's hilarious. But what's not funny is they didn't make me sign a domestic violence waiver. So how many people with domestic violence convictions are running around with guns in our cities terrorizing people? How many people who have been committed of sex crimes or crimes against children are in charge of detention centers where there's no oversight, where people won't be missed and won't people leave? The agent was very keen on letting me know that I wouldn't be given a badge and a gun right away. I wouldn't be out in the street messing people up. I would probably have to push paperwork for about 6 months before I got there. And when I expressed that was fine with me, with my analyst background, he actually, the atmosphere changed. He was like, no, listen, we want everyone on the street with guns eventually.
Wow.
Crazy.
Let all of what that white woman, that red-headed white woman just said, if you on YouTube, you understand why I said that. Let that sink in.
Mm-hmm.
6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on.
Yep.
6 minutes, white lady, you on. You get a badge and a gun. And she said, I wanted to work, if this is all hypothetical because she wasn't going to do it, but she said, I wanted to work at the desk. No. You hitting these streets. That's why I say these ICE agents and all these people, they think they're doing God's work. Mm-hmm. No, you are pawns of the man, just like everybody else in this capitalist system that they've used in those situations. You are just a pawn, an ends to a mean. They want you to agitate. They want you to aggravate. They don't care what happens to you. They don't really even care about the causes of which you think they care about. They don't care about the brown dude coming across the border. They don't care about none of that stuff because the bottom line for them is money. Mm-hmm. And they care about controlling more of the economy of America. And in order to do that, they have to take over the government. They have to rearrange the way the government is run. And what's the easiest way of doing that? What's the way that most people agree upon? Is immigration. Black people, white people, there's a lot of people that agree that immigration, they're coming in here taking our jobs, they're doing this, they're doing that, and they all fall in line. Not understanding the bigger play is they don't care about none of that. Right. They just care about the money. But let's get back to this.
Mm-hmm.
How easy is it
6 minutes
for somebody? These are the people that somebody just got killed on the streets. Now, they saying that guy was a real Border Patrol agent. He was somebody that was from down south and had been trained and done different stuff. Mm-hmm. But the fact of the matter is this. You've got a lot of idiots.
That's right.
Out here with guns chasing people down. That's why they look like Keystone Coppers. A lot of idiots trying to run on ice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm talking about literal and physical ice, y'all. Trying to run on ice, falling, looking like dum-dums, because they probably are some dum-dums.
Yep, absolutely.
There you go. We figured it out, Rhea. There's some dum-dums in there.
Yeah.
Dum-dum.
There it is. That's yeah, that part.
Because it's 6 minutes. They didn't. She took a piss up. Ooh, I can't say that. Can I say that?
True Talk text lines are open. 833-212-1017.
She took a pee test and was high.
Oh, you saying piss test? Oh, you can say that.
I was okay. Yeah, she took a piss test and was high.
Mm-hmm.
And he still got a job.
Right.
And she's gonna be carrying a gun.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's gonna be running up on people.
Right.
They didn't check none of domestic violence. They didn't check none of these people's history. That's why I heard there's a rumor that a lot of these ICE agents' names got released and people are checking their records.
Right, their mental health. All that has to be, checked. Like, yeah.
Hey, you sending them out to harass people.
We're going to go to the True Talk text lines. We've got Deja. Deja, great morning. Love you. Appreciate you. You hear us talking about this ICE hiring process where you could possibly be hired in 6 minutes, like Dougie Fresh. What's your truth?
Not surprising. That's the first thing. But
okay.
Hi, how y'all doing? Grand Rising, Homer, and I'm sorry, that Dame.
Yeah, that's it.
How you doing, Dame? So,
doing good.
Yeah, it's not surprising. We have a president that has, 34 felony charges?
Absolutely.
Or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, to know that we have a president with 34 felony charges, of course the president is going to hire people who also have felony charges.
Right.
Or who literally are not decent human beings, because his whole point is not peace, it's chaos, because chaos brings control. So all he's trying to do is have people out here aggravating the citizens so that citizens can become restless, basically, and then, of course, start an upward to where he can bring in martial law and create further more control for himself as the president. Because when you have chaos, you have distraction. When you have distraction, you have people that are not paying attention. And when they're not paying attention, it's easier to bring in something that they're going to market as helping us, but really it's actually going to control us in the end. That's all he's been looking for and been doing, even with the whole Epstein files.
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to see that? We're not going to see that. We're not going to see that. That's just
right.
Plain and simple. We're not going to see that. He just used that as a way to bait us into thinking that we have some type of sense of security with him and that we can trust him, but really we cannot. So that's just my take on that.
Yep. No lies detected, though, Deja.
They ain't mentioned Epstein on the major news network in a week and a half.
Right. It's all been about ICE.
And they've been talking about Bill Clinton and Epstein, but other than that, his little letter and all of this, other than that, it seems like that has cooled off.
Yeah. We got to get ready to take care of some bills. We want to hear from you, Truth Nation, at 833-212-1017. Are you ready to fill out your application for ICE?
I see why. I
6
literally
minutes.
see why so many black people over. Because if I can get a job that's gonna pay me $150,000 or whatever they getting, and then I get a $50,000 bonus.
Yeah.
And I ain't worked in a bunch of years or something, or I just lost my job because of what Trump doing.
Dame, don't leave us. Listen, you're listening to Truth in the Morning. Rhea,
But
don't leave
good,
us.
Though.
Don't leave us. Okay, all right. Bailey, don't leave us. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM. We're going to be doing some thinking in here, and we'll be black.
Coming with straight truth.
One can invest their whole life and effort in helping the community, and sometimes they don't get nothing back. But you know what? You keep on going with it, okay? God bless you. Happy upcoming Father's Day. And hang on in there and Tori, don't worry about what nobody say about you, because they're going to talk about you anyway, because they can't do what you do.
Catch the Tori Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends, if it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
New year, new savings for property owners. Odom Investments and Property Management is kicking off the new year with a special offer you don't want to miss. Half off your first month property management fees. Whether you own one property or a full portfolio, let our experienced team take the stress out of managing your investment. Start the year strong and save money today. Call 855-ODOM-WAY or visit odomhomes.com. That's odomhomes.com.
I'm Angela Bassett.
As a first responder on screen, I know what it means to act fast in an emergency. In real life, the same urgency can save lives, especially when it comes to a food allergy. For 33 million Americans, one bite can turn an ordinary meal into a life-threatening reaction. And too often, they don't have the one thing that could save them: epinephrine. But emergencies don't wait. And when a severe reaction happens, being prepared makes all the difference. Now, there's a needle-free option, a new way to carry epinephrine that makes it easier than ever to be ready. No needles, no hesitation, because when the unexpected happens, the best thing you can do is be ready. Know the risk, know the options. Be ready to act. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready to act.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Truth Nation, mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th for the second annual Truth Community Awards hosted by the legendary Home of Blow and my girl, Bailey Coleman, celebrating individuals making a real difference in our community. Tickets are on sale now. Visit 1017truthawards.com to learn more. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Cousin Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall. Come celebrate with us on Friday, February 20th at the Truth Community Awards, hosted by the legendary Home of Blow and my girl, Bailey Coleman, from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Venue 3 in the 3rd Street Market Hall. Do not miss out on the best community awards events of the year.
Yeah.
So tickets are available right now. You get what I'm saying? So don't procrastinate. Don't procrastinate. And, you know, one of the other great things is, you know, portions of the proceeds, man, we donate.
Excellent.
So
that's a good look.
Yeah, grab your tickets.
That always makes people more eager to
support.
Participate.
Yeah,
and they think
absolutely.
It just ain't going to somebody's pocket. It's going to another organization as well. That's dope.
Yep, and we will be soon announcing some of the great people who will be receiving awards.
Absolutely.
Unsung heroes, the whole nine. So it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be fun. It's
never get enough credit. But back to what we was talking about, because I'm eager to talk about this. Listen. A buddy of mine, me and my guy, he's a Bears fan, Andrew. We talked about him before in the past. We did, in our chat, we did the math on that. And we were like, okay, they paying $150,000, you get a $50,000 bonus, right? Over 4 years, you're making over $600,000 in those 4 years.
I found people in our community that were working for on what is it on Dr. Martin Luther King Drive in North Avenue, the GOP headquarters. It was a lot of people.
They walked past there and they was like, "Hey, we got a job for you. How much y'all paying?"
Yeah,
$35. What you want me to do?
So that 100.
They just gonna have to fill me. The people say you just gonna have to fill me.
Rhea. So you know,
not that any of us would do that, but
they say we need you on the inside, Rhea. So they accept the job. What you gonna do, Rhea?
Rhea needs to be on the inside, and Rhea, you need to be the spook who sat by the door.
Yeah.
And do you know that book, The Spook Who Sat by the Door? The Spook Who Sat by the Door is a book written by Sam Greeley. It's my favorite book. And in this book, Sam Greeley describes the life of the government, because of civil rights pressure, is looking to put someone into the CIA, a black person. And so they go through all this rigorous stuff to become a CIA agent. And the guy that becomes a CIA agent, he ends up going to Chicago and teaching the gangs all of the stuff he learned in CIA, and he starts a revolution. That's the spook. But the point is, he stayed under the radar and was the spook who sat by the door. Maybe there are some spooks who sat by the door inside of ICE that's getting these checks, some of these brothers, and they just haven't revealed themselves as of yet. Because when I see all these black people arresting these white people and stuff like that, I think, wow.
Listen, the professional version, Ken Wine, great morning, love you, appreciate you on our YouTube page, said, don't think it's sweet. You have to have a federal resume. So all these people thinking that it's so easy, it's not that easy. Said most people don't even know where the federal resume is. Listen, All I'm saying
It
is
took her 6 minutes.
Chat GPT is a monster.
It'd put all my stuff in federal
I'm
form.
telling you, listen, I have AI this, AI that. I'd have pictures. I'd have you know what I'm saying? Of course, when discovered, but hell, 6 minutes. Hell, they didn't discover nothing and had already sent her like, okay, you in.
They had
no background.
They had her date of starting 3 days before they sent the email, and then 3 days after the email, they had something else. So they had already they just signing off on
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying.
These cats is just pawns in the bigger scheme of things. But I'm thinking that, and what we were saying before the break, that in order there has to be some type of ritual that they have because
Dr. Ken was talking about how extensive that the process is supposed to be.
It obviously isn't, and there has to be some type of because I can't just assume that you can't think they're just gonna let her in, so they're gonna make her do something. And I know, Rhea, you were saying you were watching something on South Park, where it was.
Tell us your story before we go to the True Talk text line.
Yeah, so mind you should watch South Park. The last 2 seasons they had are like within the fall. They were so spot on, and they were just Trump couldn't stand a chance. I enjoyed it. It was hilarious. But they had one episode where the guidance counselor, Mr. Mackey, gets fired because of government funding. They shut down the government funding, so he no longer can work with the Trump administration. So he needs to get his quote-unquote his nut, which is just make money. Right. So he enlists in ICE, and when he does ICE, he has to do certain tasks. One of the tasks is go with a group to a Dora the Explorer concert to go wrangle up illegal immigrants, I guess.
Wow.
It gets worse, but it was hilarious.
Dora Explorer concert.
A Dora Explorer concert.
Okay, keep going.
And they also have Kristi Noem in there shooting up a bunch of puppies. It is
Damn, that's cruel.
I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty funny, but
because the metaphor is nobody likes anybody that does something bad to animals, to dogs. That's the worst person on earth, and she's shooting them. Okay,
and Rhea said shooting puppies. It was kind of funny.
It's not funny. Wait, no. Hold on now.
The act isn't funny.
The cartoon I watched,
it was funny.
Was jarring, but also I made me giggle a little bit because the way they did Kristi Noem was hilarious.
South Park is always funny.
They did a good job.
And so what you're saying is they had a rites of passage in this cartoon
that you had to do this in order.
Do something kind of foul to kind of keep it going.
So that they understood that you were their type of person.
For the most part, I mean, I wouldn't go to a Dora Explorer concert and wrangle up a bunch of kids.
You had to prove your worth to get this 600,000 we talking about.
The most stereotyped situation in the world. DVJ has been patiently waiting on our True Talk text line. Great morning. Love you. Appreciate you. You got your comments on the ICE recruitment. What's your truth?
Yeah, good morning, Homer Blow.
Great morning.
Dame Ellzey and Rhea, appreciate y'all. Yep.
Good morning.
So, I was listening to, this. I could take, about 10 hours talking about this, but I'm going to condense it in about 2 minutes because there's a lot going on with this. Because I've been to the prison, so I know what's going on, right, with this ICE stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So currently, right now, it's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle between the Department of Corrections. I'm talking about throughout the country, the DLC and ICE. Because what happens, y'all, see, that's why Trump's mad that, when people, because it's illegal immigrants that are serving time here in these prisons. You know what I'm saying? They come here, they commit a crime, they get arrested, they go to jail, they get prison, all that, just like we do. They're just illegal status. But they go through all the stuff we do. So what's happening is a lot of times when someone let's say an illegal migrant caught 10 years, we earn 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say he's 5 years into his bid. Now here comes ICE rolling through checking the paperwork. They're like, yo, we want that guy. And the DLC is like, yo, dude, still got 5 years to do. We got truth and sentencing up here. We want him to do that time here. Because Wisconsin, they're into making money. They ain't into having these empty beds.
Right. So who's
You know what I'm saying?
Who going to get this?
So there's a struggle right there. Yeah, because ICE is just like, yo, no, we just want them deported. F that. But DLC's like, yo, wait, they're 5 years into their bid. They got 5 more to do. What about the victim that wants them to do time too in the prison and all that other type of stuff? And DLC, y'all know the prison makes money off people being in there and all that stuff.
Yep.
So there's, and here's the other kicker. You got individuals, if you got sentenced to time before 1999, before Scott Walker put in that truth and sentencing garbage, there's still people in the joint seeing parole. So how are you going to snatch someone up and deport them, and they're still seeing parole?
Mm-hmm.
These people are state property. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. And that's why Trump is mad, because DOC doesn't keep everyone upon, when their sentence is up. If you don't got a violent crime and you're illegal, more times than not, they release you to the community.
All right.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for your call
and that information. Real quick, homie, before you go to the next, what he's saying is absolutely true. And what you're having is a fight between people wanting to. They're fighting over their slaves because in these ICE detention centers, y'all, these big ones that they're building, they're putting these people to work. They are working for nearby companies. They are working for corporations. They're not just sitting in these ICE detention centers doing nothing. They putting them to work. So if they're taking them from the DOC, and the DOC is already putting them to work, and then they want to take them to the ICE, so they're like, no, you're not going to take my free labor and put it to your side for your free labor.
Right.
So the fact that these ICE detention people are really, somebody said they're less Gestapo and more slave catcher.
Yeah. On the True Talk text line, which is 833-212-1017, we've got Gnostic Devil. Said, wow, that ICE hiring process was even worse than that Minnesota daycare that listed the governor's office number as their business number. Doesn't anyone check anything anymore? Shaking my head. Blake said, I am approved to be ICE, but I can't do it to my people. I got qualified by doing the RNC for him when they came to Moore, when they came.
Is that the Blake that be calling me all the time?
He said, I am a dignitary intelligence agent, but I chose to fade to black. He said, this is Blake. Good morning, family.
So listen, I got to just say this real quick. Flyover Dispatch 7843 said on the YouTube line. Now, we were talking about Chrissy Nome and Rhea were talking about her shooting the puppies and it being funny, right? And we thinking it's a joke. No, this person said she wrote in her book that she killed her 14-month-old puppy. She said it was untrainable.
Yeah, she actually did that.
So that's where the joke comes from.
Yeah, no, seriously.
She's a
shot her
terrible
puppy.
person.
They put it in the cartoon.
But it was funny to Rhea.
Not only is her lips terrible,
I'm messing with you.
She's a terrible person. If she put more filler in her face, it's gonna be, her face is just gonna float. She'll never drown. Her face will float. It'll just be her face sticking out. She'll never drown. But that's how much filler she got in her face. But killing puppies?
Ken Wine, he said, I'm getting Chat GPT as soon as I get off of work. Because I said, you too. You can create whatever you need, man.
Chat GPT will give you whatever you want.
I'm telling you, man.
If you put the right prompt, it's just finding the right prompt.
Just get the paid version. That's all. You ain't even got to get the paid version to make it happen. But get the paid version.
The paid version, I assume. I've used the regular version.
Yeah,
but I'm assuming the paid version is probably
your world will really open up when you get the paid version.
I'm not paying for that.
We got Al, we see you. We got to get ready to take care of some bills. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth, where our producer, Rhea Riley, would never shoot a puppy. We'll be black.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
I slept in a lot of different rooms, different beds, but none of them really felt like mine. I spent 14 years in foster care, mostly in group homes. And I never had much stuff because I always had to be ready to move. Why get things if you just have to let them go?
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted.
The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a forever family and a permanent home of their own.
Now I have my own room with walls that tell my story. I love hanging out in here. I play dress up with my sisters and I sing and make videos. But the best part, knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
We got a couple of accidents in the Hale interchange. One going northbound coming out of the Hale off on the right shoulder. Another one southbound to eastbound on that ramp in the Hale. So watch out for that. We've got westbound 94 slowing down from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound from 84th Street all the way to Hawley Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Partly cloudy. Snow moves in tonight. A high of 25. Tonight, snow showers likely. Breezy. Some freezing rain possible. A low of 23. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
You are listening to Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
It starts with a spark. And at Milwaukee College Prep, that spark turns into something extraordinary. From age 3 through 8th grade, MCP nurtures brilliance, building scholars with knowledge, character, and confidence. 88% of students face economic hardship, but that doesn't define them. Because at MCP, every child's potential shines. With 4 campuses and one powerful mission, college and beyond, Milwaukee College Prep is free, high-performing, and open to all Milwaukee families. Visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com to enroll or get involved. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com, where Milwaukee's future begins to shine.
Welcome, Black. I am the legendary Home Blow, along with my brother,
MC Dame Ellzey in the building.
Great morning to our girl, Bailey Coleman, of course. She'll be joining us on tomorrow. And, of course, you know what the business is. We'll be on tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. You know, we can shout out your own Black-owned business or your favorite Black-owned business, or if you have an event coming up, you know, sponsored by We Energy. So that's happening on tomorrow. What's happening on the YouTube page, Dave?
We got my man, All MKE, who we were talking about, you know, the fight. Somebody called in and we're talking about the Department of Corrections and you know, ICE having beef about coming to get inmates and understanding that those inmates are you know, reinstituting slavery via these prison systems, not just in the DO's Department of Corrections, but in ICE as well. So he said some folks choose to go freely daily, and others, they are kidnapped, but once on the inside, they all learn the purpose. Modern-day slaves, and for 5 cents an hour, a corporation makes up what they lose. I assume he meant lose. But that extra O in there made it loose.
Ariane Kawanda?
We know what you meant, though, All MKE. You know, you got to watch that, man. When you say stuff up here,
Oh yeah, we got Al. Let's get to Al. Al,
we love you though.
Al, thank you for being patient. Welcome to Truth in the Morning. Great morning. I love you and I appreciate you. What is your comment on this ICE recruitment? Because Al, for 6 minutes, man, 6 minutes, man, you could be an ICE agent. What's your truth and what you gonna do?
My truth is I'm not getting involved in that bullshit of honey iced tea because when Trump get in trouble, the black ones are going to be the first one to go up the river.
That's what Rhea
So I hope the black ass is getting ready.
Mm-hmm.
And also the only reason they're recruiting ICE because they're getting caught for an underage sex thing up in Minnesota. Because down in Minnesota, they sleeping with underage girls, you goddamn pedophiles. Y'all ain't fooling me. So I wouldn't mess with it. And any of y'all take y'all black asses up there, you're going to find out.
You gonna learn.
And they mess with y'all, too. Bye-bye. Hold your asshole. Bye-bye.
Oh, my God. I was like, I didn't shock him enough. Let me shock him.
I got to end him with the shocking moment.
Let me hit him with the hold your asshole. Let me shock him. Well, okay, I'm sorry. Al said it. Okay, I won't say it no more.
Yeah, because, we got the so they didn't.
Rhea, can they hear you talking to me? Was that for the that's just in my ear? Y'all have to hear the conversation that me and Rhea are having. You can't hear her, you can hear me. But so if I'm not on next week, you know why. There's nothing I said that was politically charged. It was me repeating Al. Al trying to get me fired.
So if you jump off a cliff, you jumping too?
Yeah, that was right. You right. You sound like my mama, but you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But Rhea, going back to what Al was saying though, he's right because you were just saying that if what did you just say to us about the ICE agents? What did you say? Repeat it.
I was saying, so if you look back at Nazi Germany, it's not like you had a bunch of Jewish people working for the Gestapo. So for me, it's like you have all these Hispanic people and black people who are just joining to get a bonus and a payout. But at the end of the day, if you lock all of us up, what are you about to do? What's going to happen to you?
They're going to lock you up, too.
Right.
You're going to be in the room with them saying, like, yeah, get them.
Think it's sweet, but we've seen the rotation of people in Trump's cabinet already of women, men, color this, color that. And what do you think is going to happen to you when you're a grunt worker?
Right. And so, listen, what was the guy on Dave Chappelle that was the blind black racist?
Yeah. I forgot his name.
It wasn't Tyrone Biggins. It was
no, it was a different name.
Tyrone Biggins was the crackhead. It was somebody else. Whatever his name was, he was the blind racist black man in the KKK.
Mm-hmm.
Clayton Bigsby?
Clayton Bigsby.
Yeah, that's it.
Y'all are a bunch of Clayton Bigsbys. If you join ICE, and we joked about the amount of money that they're paying, but in reality, it's not enough money for me to abandon my people and to turn on the movement like that. It's not enough money. I wouldn't do it. And there's no amount of money that would make me do that because I couldn't live with myself after doing that. But you're Clayton Bigsby, so now you shouted and you're a Latino person and you're shipping all of these immigrants back. Okay, now you've done that. You the last one in the room. You think they're gonna cheer? You gonna be cheering with them, or everybody's gonna turn and look at you next?
Right.
We don't need your help no more.
No doubt. Said Al is on point. Ebony Allen is great morning. Love you. Appreciate you. Just laughing at that whole situation. DVJ said also, if you illegal status. I'm sorry. I could read.
See,
I shouldn't have to apologize. I shouldn't have to apologize because I know how to read. Yes, Dame started it. And because I was like, I'm not going to even read the comment. Dame like, I am. I'm like, okay, cool. So I know, but illegal. Also, if you illegal status and you completed parole and aren't currently on paper, they're still snatching them up because they have a criminal conviction on record. So if you have, if you are illegal status,
she fixed it. He fixed it. D.V. Johnson fixed it after that status. So,
well,
maybe he fixed it before you said something.
Well, I see.
Does that count?
Listen,
no.
Ariana Kawanda is having a ball. She said, and I'm at the dentist. Thanks for acknowledging and calling them out, and gave a round of applause.
Hey, listen though. The point is this. The point is this. You got all of these. They're paying you all of this money. ICE takes 6 minutes to join.
6 minutes.
And this lady who obviously is not their type of person was fast tracked to the front lines.
Right.
So that just means they just want anybody that can come, and they're throwing bodies at this issue because they want you out there. They want you to be that pawn. We talked about chess all day. In this game of chess, you're that pawn, and you have to agitate to the point where you get somebody out of their square. We're talking about chess, out of their square, and get them to attack with emotion. And then once you've got them to attack with emotion, you've got them right where you want them. Right. And right where they want us is for us to attack with emotion. So when they come to Milwaukee, because they're eventually going to make it here because it's a blue city.
Yep.
And despite whatever deals have been made along the way, at some point they're going to come. So when they get here, y'all, let those that go to those No Kings protests, all of those different, let them be the ones on the front lines.
Yep.
You look like me. You look like Homer. You look like Rhea. Sit in the back. Help them plan. Do whatever. But you stay at the headquarters.
Hit that part. Now, Ken Wan, this is the point that I made. He said, y'all are the same people screaming after the police, but in this show next week, you'll be talking about how we should become part of the police. And then the next week, you too good to come on now.
Ain't nobody ever said y'all should join the police. They just said y'all should help the police in helping them solve crimes. Okay, we understand that. But that's even different than ICE. The police is a level above ICE. They not doing nothing as bad as ICE. At least they got rules and regulations that they act like they following. They not even ICE ain't following nothing.
They're not trained to do it.
They're not even trained to do it.
Absolutely.
At least the police are trained.
Now, but now to Ken Wan. Now, I am one, but that's why I was trying to see what Dame and Rhea was going to do. I was trying to see if they, you know what I'm saying, that 200,000. I was trying to see because I know that is where I go. Like we're talking about people, and I still stand on that. So I'm not flip flopping, Ken Wan. On that situation. I do believe that a lot of people that have issues with law enforcement and feel like that it's not going the way that it needs to go, then you become a part of it. And you make sure that when you're out patrolling and when you're approaching people in our communities, that you do it with dignity and respect, which is what they're supposed to do anyway. So, yeah, I've always said that. I've never changed my stance on that.
The views are of Homer Blow.
I get it. I know. Dave, I know. We got to get real, we got to take care of bills. We got to get ready to take care of some bills. I don't even want to hear his initials. I don't even want to hear his initials right now. Okay, good.
Because you gave an excellent speech, and on the surface, that would be okay.
Yep. So
I'm not going to ruin your speech.
Thank you. It's my truth.
It's your truth.
Listen, you're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM, The Truth. Rhea, I'm 200,000. I'm just saying 6 minutes. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden get an injury and bam. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder, can you do that?
Hey,
I wonder, can you do that? You got to get our probation, and once you're on probation,
that's it.
I slipped.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
We'll be black.
This is 101.7 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth to Power is your platform, and on my show, our community always has a voice. There is no topic that is off limits, and I always give you my authentic opinions on how I feel, because keeping it real is the only way I know how to get down. Listen to Truth to Power with me, Kyle Wallace, every day from noon to 1 p.m. on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube at 101.7 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Wisconsin winters can be tough, and so are higher energy bills. The Community Advocates Milwaukee County Energy Assistance Program is ready to help you. Eligible Milwaukee County residents can receive help with their energy bills and weatherization benefits to keep you warm and help you manage your heating and electric bills. Schedule your personal appointment at keepwarmmke.org or call 414-270-4653. For more details about locations and hours of operation, go to communityadvocates.net. This program is administered by the State of Wisconsin Department of Administration.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It starts with a spark. At Milwaukee College Prep, they nurture that spark from age 3 through 8th grade, building scholars with knowledge, character, and confidence. 88% of their students face economic hardship, but that does not define them. At MCP, they see students' potential, and they help them live up to that potential. 4 campuses, 1 mission. College and beyond, MCP is free, high-performing, and open to all Milwaukee families. Visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com to enroll or get involved. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
More of Truth in the Morning is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
You know, when I hear this,
It do sound like mellow music. Ladies.
Yeah.
And gentlemen.
Ladies, we're talking to you. Would you...
Tonight's question is...
do something to a puppy?
Wait a minute. You gotta add context to that, because now we talking in mellow moods, and you talking about would you do something to a puppy?
I'm looking at Rhea.
That just sounds terrible.
What do you mean by that?
What do you pause?
Well, you know, sometimes when you want to join something so bad, and you're looking at 200. What happened to our music? Nah, it doesn't sound right. It don't sound right if I'm saying it without.
Pervert.
Right, you feel what I'm saying? It sounds weird as hell. Like,
Rich wants you to stop. You sound like a pervert now. Now you just talking.
Yeah, with the dry music,
Yeah.
with the music under it was going down.
Dare I say you're dry humping?
Oh my God!
Did you cut that, Rhea? You got that? You got that? Okay.
Yeah, I know. You see, so you doing the same thing that I'm doing. Listen, man, we're using stealth jokes right now.
Undercover.
Pause.
Heavy pause.
Rhea, do you love dogs, Rhea?
I do like pets. I like dogs, cats.
Okay, cool.
Listen, I like animals as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't think, if it's true that Christy Knowles was just shooting them.
Yeah,
she shot one. Let me be.
Was it injured? Yeah. It just because it wouldn't obey.
Yes.
Right. Untrainable.
It was untrainable. So you just let it go. Give it to somebody else that can train it.
Bruh.
And this is the person you put, not that, a lot of times when we talk about these MAGA people, we just, they did this, they did that. It really ain't that bad. This is really egregious to me. You're shooting, out of all of the things you could have done, I'm being sarcastic, y'all. I'm acting like a white person because white people, they'll let them stand on George Floyd's neck. They'll let them shoot them running through somebody's backyard, shoot them taking a jog. But oh no! Once you have shot the dog, that's where they draw the line.
Right.
So I'm making a joke, but still, I'm still like, that's still pretty evil for her to have shot a dog.
It is.
And
especially as much as, they are usually so protective, of animals.
Now, I don't know this person, Chrissy Gnomes. I don't know her personally. I just know from what I see on, social media, on the news clips, she's not a likable person to me at all. Just her attitude. I don't see, maybe that's just it. None of them are. None of these Trump people can even give the facade as if they're a likable person. You just looking at them, you just want to punch them in the face. Am I lying?
No.
Rhea, what do you think? You don't got to say because you're a woman. Well, do you want to just punch them in? You just want to punch
the views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect that of Good Karma brand, but are the sole comments of the host and guests of this particular show and the producer.
Listen, I'm saying because I'm aggressive.
We'll cover it now.
I don't want you to be, you're a woman, so I don't want you to have to, sometimes women don't like to talk about things like that. And I've been checked, like, don't talk to me like that. So I don't know. Would you punch somebody in the face?
Would I? Just in general? Or these people specifically?
Just in general, would you punch somebody in the face?
Depends. I've never fought someone before, so I don't know.
You've never had a fight in your life?
You never had a fight, Rhea?
See, so then I'm right. I don't want to offend you and say Rhea's going to punch somebody in the face. But for these people, you will get out of that nonviolence and punch them in the face.
Well, you know what? Go ahead, Rhea, because I got another question.
I've been in a tussle, but I wouldn't say like I've been in a fight.
Yeah, I was going to say, have you ever gotten beaten up? You get what I'm saying? Because you in a fight and you getting beat up is two different things. Have you ever gotten beaten up?
No.
No. I'm going to say Rhea's never
in that tussle, you didn't get beat up?
No.
When you say tussle, what do you mean by that?
Like friends.
Oh, you just
so
wrestling.
I've never been. I'm not a violent person. I don't think I'm a violent person. If push comes to shove, absolutely.
So you just wrestling. You wrestled with somebody where y'all end up on the ground and y'all just
So were y'all laughing while y'all were wrestling?
Why am I getting grilled? Hold up now. I should have said nothing.
Yeah, you should have said that. Because now I want to know how somebody.
I want to know.
I'm a different dude. I was fighting. I don't remember. I don't remember a time in my life when I wasn't having fights. Like I was just that dude. I was the youngest dude on the block. I was always fighting for my respect, and it was always a fight going on. There was always something to fight about, and so I was always fighting. Not that I was an adult that I stopped fighting. Like I was, like my guy Moo would be like, Daddy, when you was little, you was always fighting. He was always in the office at Morris and stuff like that. But anyway, I say this to say, it's always strange when people say I never had a fight. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. That's great. I'm really applauding you. If you want to look at it that way. But you will lose that streak for those in the administration. Everybody on that Vanity Fair cover for the administration. And for those that don't know, I'm talking about the Vanity Fair where they took those crazy pictures of everybody in Trump's inner circle. I just want to punch them in the face. And if it's a woman, I was going to get my sister to do it. Punch her.
I can't condone violence, but also, like, I don't know. If the time happened, if it came, I would have to see what I would do. But it probably would choose violence.
You see?
Possibly.
And that's why we have to maintain our composure when ICE comes to Milwaukee and starts acting crazy. Because you're just gonna want to punch somebody in the face. You've pent it up for so long. They come and they get here and start acting crazy. You're gonna want to punch somebody in the face.
But when has that ever worked out for us?
It's never worked out. Right. When has it ever worked out where we have actually had to punch? Now, we've had the Deacons of Defense that were mentioned earlier. We had the Black Panthers. We've had other revolts. Nat Turner going back to slavery. We've had a lot of things that have happened through the history of America where black people have revolted and responded in a violent way. But like Rhea just said, it never really has ended well. The Deacons of Defense and the Black Panthers never really, they didn't have to use that force. But the Deacons, yeah, they did. But I'm just saying, The end of the day, it hasn't ended well.
Rhea, I should have never looked at that clip before the end of the show.
You watched the South Park one?
Yes.
Oh, we still got that to show, right? Now show that.
I didn't know we were going. Well, we just put it in the group because.
Ooh, show that.
I'm sorry.
Put it on YouTube. We got time? Is it enough time?
We got time. I can get that.
Put it up. I want y'all to see the South Park thing.
I'll put it up tomorrow.
Yeah.
We ain't got time today. I talk too much.
Yeah, we gotta go. We got like 2 more minutes.
We gotta go. You gotta watch it though in the chat.
I'm gonna watch it in the chat.
Please do. But that's why I was laughing while y'all were talking about whatever y'all was talking about.
You weren't even listening to us.
I know. I
we
wasn't.
talking about fighting and all
I know. I wasn't. I was seeing them pull up to the Dora Explorer concert.
You make sure y'all play it tomorrow. But I want the people to see it.
Okay, we'll see.
I want the people to see that. It's funny. It's funny, yo.
It is hilarious.
It's South Park. So
yeah. I mean, between South Park and The Simpsons, man, they be getting it right.
Because it's a cartoon. We're gonna get mad at the cartoon.
They be getting it right, man. Futuristic and everything. Yeah. They be getting it right.
Yeah, so, they do. Simpsons really get it right. Simpsons really be getting stuff right.
Al Dupree, great morning. Love you. Appreciate you.
Happy MLK Day.
Right.
Happy
Absolutely.
birthday to brother MLK. It's not the day yet, but happy birthday to my alpha brother.
Yes, absolutely, man. Listen, Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM, The Truth. Interesting conversation that DT and Sherwin had on yesterday and related to. They always get into relationship conversations.
Yeah, they talk about side chicks and all this other stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not touching it.
Okay. With that,
I'm in no position to have a conversation on that because of the things I've done in my life. So I'm not
that's why it would be good to get your opinion.
Yeah, I know.
So it's.
You know, if I'm not talking about it, but not talking about stuff.
It, bro. I get it. Because it will come back to haunt you. Be like, so that what was you saying? I was listening and all of that kind of stuff. Well, you remember? Okay, so listen, if nobody. The award-winning Truth with Sherwin Hughes is up next on 101.7 FM. Tomorrow, I'll be joined by our girl, Bailey Coleman. And it's What the Business Is coming up at 8 a.m. on Friday. If nobody has told you that they love you today, I want to let you know that I love you. Please have a safe and nonviolent remainder of the morning, afternoon, evening, night. And hopefully the things we got to talk about in the near future won't have to be within our minute degrees of separation. We up out of here. Holla black.
Peace.